After smoothing out your pottery as best as you can using paddles and kidney tools, you want to go ahead and start smoothing it out using a spoon. You want to make sure that you're keeping the spoon clean. If you're not getting as much of a polish, you want to go ahead and blow dry it. After you're done polishing it with a spoon, you're going to go ahead and use a stone to be able to polish out your pottery. Make sure that you are polishing the rim as well. The stones are located in this cabinet in the red box.
Cut some little rulers out of cardboard. If you need certain shapes, you can cut certain shapes. I'm going to make sure you have a bowl of water. You can use one of these brushes. You can see it makes a nice little tiny point, or one of these brushes. You're going to want a dull pencil, and you're going to want to use black mason slip. You want to make sure that your piece is in the middle. So this pot is pretty much dry. It's been polished with a spoon and a stone. You can see it's super shiny. You should be able to see the reflection. I can actually see the square reflection of the lights in it. Make sure that your bat is firmly attached. You can draw, use your pencil, you can draw some rings on your wheel to center your pot or help you center your pot. I also like to kind of test it out. If it's touching my finger, I'll move it a little bit. And I want to get it pretty centered. If I want to do any bands on the bottom, then I'll turn the pot over. One thing that I would suggest doing is that you can actually practice. Make sure that you have the black mason slip. And I'm just going to use what's on the lid. And make sure you have a bowl of water. So on the lid, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little puddle. I'm not going to put water in the whole thing. I'm just going to make a little puddle just in one little part here. Make sure I don't have a lot on my brush. I'm going to wipe off my brush. And if you want to practice doing some bands first, make sure that your hand is firmly planted onto the tray so it's not going to move. And also I want you to notice that the tip of my brush is pointed in the direction that the wheel is spinning. And so I can basically just put down my brush really lightly, and I can trace around and kind of practice my lines first. Should be able to make a line. It shouldn't run out of slip. If it's running out of slip, again, take your water, make a little puddle in that lid, wipe off the extra. Okay. So another thing you can do too is you can also just take your pencil to make lines. Remember, if you're going to make a band, you're not only going to draw the top of the band, but you're also going to draw the bottom of the band and fill in what's in between. Okay, I think it's easier to use the slip to put your bands on. You want to definitely start small, and then you can basically go a little bit thicker. Wherever you put the slip is going to be matte, and the rest of your pot will be shiny. Again, wipe off the extra. You do not want to drip. If you drip your slip on here, there's no way to fix your pot unless you re-polish it. I'm gonna go ahead. The reason why we're using black mason slip is sometimes we don't get enough smoke in the firing, then sometimes the color of your slip will show up. That's okay. If you want it to, then you can use a different color. And then I kind of want to turn this over, so let's do that really quick. I really want to do some bands at the bottom. Again, I'm going to use those circles that I drew on here to line up my pot. Make sure your hands are not wet when you're touching your pot or dirty, because it will take away that shine that you did. I'm just going to check. Make sure my pot is centered. I did not polish the bottom of my pot, so maybe I'll just go ahead and make the whole bottom of the pot matte. close by because you do not want to turn this back over while it's still wet.
If you are making a very technical or geometric design, you will want to use a cardboard ruler over your piece to divide up a grid for your design. So I went ahead and painted all of these designs. These designs that I painted with the slip are going to be matte and not shiny. Another way that I would like you to practice your designs is using a sgraffito tool. Wherever you scratch away your designs will also be matte. The sgraffito tool gives you a little bit of a different type of control instead of painting. You want to make sure that you grab a clean, dry paintbrush to brush away any of the dust. Do not blow it, as you do not want to blow the dust into the air. Remember that that is a safety standard for our ceramics classroom. You can use the clean brush to brush the dust into your water bowl, or you may also brush the dust into a paper towel and dispose of it when you are done. When you are done with the slip, put the top securely on it and return it back to its location. When you are done, make sure that you clean off the bat using a sponge and some water, not leaving any slip behind. Take your water bowl, sponge, and brushes and wash them out with warm water and soap. Another tip for adding designs to your pottery is to cut a thin piece of cardboard and use it as a flexible ruler. And then you can put it onto your pottery and trace along the design with a dull pencil so you do not carve into the clay. And then you can either paint or carve along these lines. After you have washed out your brushes with warm water and soap, be sure to put them back into the cup, into the cabinet,